you find that you have to, because I absolutely find this when I'm having an estate planning conversation with people, and they like tell me the common thing. I want to leave everything to all my kids, or I want to make both of my kids trustee. Like, you know, for sure, as someone that's been doing this exclusively and for a long time in my career, right? Those to me are red flags, and I know to ask the next question. But do you feel like when you have to explain to a client, ownership is not management, and even though the same person can have both of those hats, especially in small businesses, when you're a solopreneur, right? You're the president, and you're also the shareholder, and you're also the fucking janitor when you have to be, right?
Right.
And so this concept of when they come and they're like, hey, I want to leave whatever, and I'm now doing estate planning, they're not separating those roles, right? Like they're not going, president is one thing, ownership is another. And I feel like that's something I got to break down to a client.
And I think that's really the point too. I think it's all about getting to know your clients and knowing who you serve and all those things. You know, a lot depends on the dynamic of the family, right? I think the parents, in one regard, they're living in this like fairy tale la la land sometimes.
Yep.
That, oh, all my kids are going to do the responsible thing, and they're all good people, and they're all responsible with money, and they're all going to look out for each other, and no one's going to backstab each other because we're family, and that's what families do, right? And that may have been great in, like, you know, TV land in 1955 or whatever, but reality check is more money, more problems, right? And not every kid is the same and not driven by the same thing, you know? So, you know, you've got some kids that are very, you know, astute and business-minded, goal-driven, and they look out for their family or their siblings and they want to do the right thing. And then you have others that are spendthrift issues, which means if I get $10 in my pocket, I'm going to blow it on lottery tickets tomorrow. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, right? So I think a lot just depends on that family dynamic. And I do have that conversation, especially with my high net worth people, you know, because a lot of times I think the older people get, they want this, like, that after they pass away, they want something to keep the family together, and they think their business is the ticket to do that. Like, oh, they can all eat Thanksgiving together and then work on the business together, and it'll stay connected with each other. Meanwhile, the siblings are like, fuck you, like, brother, I don't want to see you again. Like, I'm only here because I have to be so I can get my check, you know? Like, and it's just like, you know, I think, you know, at times you have to delicately approach that. And I unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way, but most of the time is. Like, when there's more money involved, you do have to have that, like, come to Jesus, like, reality check and make sure that you're treating the kid. It's not treating the kids equally. It's treating the kids in a way that serves their best interests.
And that's equitable, not equal.
Right.
I think is how I usually like think about this.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What makes sense?